Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome once again to the United Regional Chamber's weekly update. We try to bring you on some interesting guests and some interesting subjects. And today I'm bringing on a gentleman that I've got to know over the past few years, a very interesting cat. We're going to talk with Corey Phinney. He's the sales manager up at the Supercharged Entertainment in Rentham. But he's got quite a history on his own. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about himself first, and then we're going to talk about Supercharged Entertainment. So, Corey Phinney, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jack. Good to be on it.
Well, so tell us first, how did this whole thing, you have such a unique background in some of the big names that you've been involved with over the years, but tell us how you got started in this business. I know you started up at the F1, but let Corey tell us.
Yeah, so I started with events with F1 Boston and Braintree, and I just loved it from there. I work with only like corporate events, high profile events, stuff like that. My very first job was the rat at Chuck E. Cheese, so I guess my events really started then, and I actually fell in love with events then. Actually, so it's not a surprise that I actually fell into this field. I love what I do. I've been in the karting industry for about 20 years, in events karting. I work for other facilities as well. But I started a long time ago, planning and booking and selling. And I have a huge book of business that I worked very hard to get for and stuff.
Well, when you and I had conversations once before, you told me a couple of the big names that you've created and managed events for. Let's talk a little bit about those.
Yeah. So which one? Sheryl Crow, or are you talking high profile? Or are you talking corporate?
Pink, a couple of those other big names.
Yep. So some names I can mention, some names I can't, but I've done stuff with like Macklemore, his Recovery Fest in Rhode Island a few years ago, back in 2018. I did Sheryl Crow's event when she came to town, her and John Mayer. I actually did their events when they were here. I did Gronk's endorsement event with Monster and Duncan a few years back. So I've worked with some pretty big names. I do Jason Tatum's events at my work now for his son, Deuce.
How did you get into that end of the business?
Just about who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know in this world, really. But I just have the right contacts, I guess, the right connects. I have a few relatives that are actually in the industry, so that helps a little bit too.
Yeah,
I built relationships though, really, and they just keep coming back. They follow me.
Well, because you did such a great job when you put these events together. And like you just said, it's about relationships, and relationships last a long time. So you used to work at F1. Tell us how you delved into Supercharged.
Well, they reached out to me and stuff. It was around like the same time my mom was going through like breast cancer and everything. I kind of knew that F1 was kind of dying off a little bit. I heard a few rumors going around. So I decided to make the switch, even though it was not a good time probably at that time, but I felt in my heart that it was the right time. And I'm glad I followed my heart, because look at where I am now. I love it. I'm happy where I'm at today and stuff. F1 Boston, I used to book a lot of high profile and corporate events there for them. I also ran their like outdoor, I did their sales for outdoor and indoor track. So they gave me a lot of experience, and I'm so thankful for them for taking the time with me and stuff like that to teach me the industry.
Well, you have built the business up there at Supercharged Entertainment into a spectacular location. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the location itself, because you've just added some crazy things, I think. But it's all about entertainment. Tell us how it started from the beginning and then what you've brought in so far.
Yep. So it all started back in the trailer with nothing there. when I was in the trailer, I was actually doing sales in there too. So I was able to sponsor the track while I was in the trailer for $20,000 for the first year without even the track being built or open yet. I actually sold it on a render-in on LinkedIn to a company,
Well,
Hatch Asphalt. And then from there, I just started reaching out to like local, like the community chambers like yourself. And really just reaching to the community and finding what they wanted and stuff like that, and then making contacts in Boston and Rhode Island and attending tons of network events, which I still do today. I'm part of networking groups and everything like that. I try to stay current with everything going on today in the sales and events and stuff like that. So I'm always ahead of the game. And then I relay that back.
yeah, we had a great event there last night. The Chamber had a networking event there last night that Corey sponsored, our Live After 5, one of our more successful ones so far in 2024. He was able to give folks a tour. I was surprised how many people had not been there in the past. I've been there numerous times. I was very fortunate to be one of the first guys on the track when they opened up, because I met with Corey in that trailer before there was a whole lot going on.
Yep.
But you are the largest indoor track in the world.
Yep. 80,000 square feet.
And tell us what else you got there.
So we just added, so every 5 years we change activities, so it's always fresh and new. We just added axe throwing, VR laser tag, VR hyperdeck, digital darts. We also have Ninja Wipeout, bionic bumper cars, an extensive arcade, a new restaurant called Tap and Tavern. So we keeping it going. We just keep going. I can't wait to see what else we add in the future.
Yes, and it's an entertainment for the family, because yes, little kids can't drive the carts, but there's so many other activities for them to do with the arcades and the darts, the ninja. I get a big charge out of watching the kids at the ninja course. Some of them are pretty talented.
Yeah. The corporate people love the ninja course too. They like actually the dodgeball, chucking balls at their employees. They love that.
Well, what plans do you have coming down the road?
As far as
Well, I know you've just brought in axe throwing, which I'm sorry, Corey. This I don't equate axe throwing and alcohol in the same building. I can't imagine what your insurance premiums are, but that's been hugely popular up here in the Northeast.
Yeah, people love axe throwing. In digital darts too. It's very popular right now. Hopefully, like down the road, like a lot of people call us and ask if we have pickleball. Believe it or not.
Yeah, that's another.
We do not have pickleball right now, but you never know in the future. You never know. You may add it later on. I'm not sure if what they're going to be adding on next, because they kind of spring it on us or whatever last minute. But I'm sure it's going to be great because they put a lot of thought and energy and time into what they're going to choose and stuff like that. And they listen to the public on what they want, all the guests and stuff that come in.
Now, you also have rooms for meetings and corporate events. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yep. So I handle all that corporate stuff. So I have a mezzanine that I utilize a lot for bigger events. I can put like a blow up screen on there. I have a whole event team. We have in-house catering, bar services, mocktails, cocktails. We also have another private room, the Movado Lounge, that can hold like 50, 60 people. We can do that in any setup, U-shape, reception style, classroom style, pretty much whatever you're looking for. I really like listen to the customer, what they want, and then if I can do it, which normally I figure it out. And I can always work stuff out within people's budgets. I'm really good at like figuring out budgets for companies and schools and stuff like that. Because I'm trying to I want them to come in. I want them to have the experience. And I understand that it doesn't fit in everyone's budget, but just give me a chance to like give you a quote and let me see if I can figure something out so I can get you guys in the door.
And you can customize almost any program that you have up there to fit the needs of each and individual companies.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, do you have like competitive games? I just was talking to somebody that was doing axe throwing, and they did 2 teams, and they put people's names up. And if I hit your name over here, you had to hit my name over there, and then we were both eliminated. Do you have stuff like that?
Yeah, they actually have like tic-tac-toe that you can go against each other on,
Okay.
balloon games and stuff like that, as far as like axe and digital dots go. And digital dots, just so you know, it's a real cork board, it's real darts. Because someone mentioned yesterday at the event, they thought it was just like a digital thing where it was like a laser or something like that. And when they said that to me, now I know I have to like explain it a little better maybe to others, but we sell out on it all the time. People love it. But everything is pretty competitive. The racing's really competitive, as you know. Wipeout, we have like 30, 40 different activities up there. We just added a new slide up there. So we even changed some things in the Ninja Wipeout too. We used to have a warp wall. We took that off. We added a big slide and a few other little things. But everything can be pretty competitive.
The kids really love it. I brought my granddaughter up there a couple of times. The ninja course, the trampolines, and of course all the arcade games. So this is a full family entertainment center. That folks, if you are looking for something to do, summertime's coming up. You're gonna have the kids at home from school. We've just been past April vacation. I know they were pretty busy up there during that. So this is a place that you need to go and check out. Go in and have something to eat at the Tappan Tavern. We had it there last night. The staff is fantastic. Their whole staff is great. They're there to help you in whatever you need to do. Corey's usually on site most of the time. Most of the management is always around, but no offense, Corey, you don't really need the management because your staff is just so good and so personable with everybody.
Right? They are. We do have an amazing staff there. And just so you know, like a lot of them are young. So people get surprised when they like, oh, your event manager's 21. And I'm like, that event manager, she doesn't drink, she doesn't do anything. I was like, she works every day and she shows up. She's been with us since she was in high school. But we have a lot of kids like that.
Yes, and you promote from within, which is very important.
Absolutely.
How many employees do you have up there now?
I would say roughly around maybe 100 or so. It takes a whole village, to execute some of our events.
It certainly does, and you're making a name for yourself and Supercharged Entertainment in this part of the country, anyways. I hear a lot of positive things when some of my companies go up there, and especially when the individuals go up. So we only got a couple minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, just if you haven't experienced the world's largest indoor racetrack or Supercharged Entertainment, I would highly recommend going down there to Rentham, Massachusetts, across from Luciano's restaurant on Route 1. And then visit our website, www.superchargedma.com. And if you need any corporate events or anything like that, you can find me easily. Just call that number, and I will take care of you.
Corey's very, very responsive. He takes really good care of his clientele. Corey, thanks for taking the time to come on the show with me again today. I appreciate everything you did for us last night and the whole group that we had there. And as you know, we're here if you need us.
Yes, thank you so much for everything you do.
All right, folks, thanks once again for joining us here at United Regional Chamber of Commerce's weekly update. We'll see you again next week. Big shout out to James Friedman and the team over at AACS who put up with me every week, who's very computer challenged, so I have trouble at times. But thank you all for joining us. And folks, please stay safe.